Refocus, Reframe. Today's video is on how to refocus and reframe. I'm going to use a couple of different stories and metaphors to help understand goal setting, how to achieve goals, and the realities of life. So, Dr. Wood, the book author of Miracles in Minutes, and the first thing is most people would want to read the book who want to get out of chronic pain and achieve the life that they want to live. They do not like their current reality. I'm in pain, I'm suffering. What is it I can do? So the first thing is to give up everything you know so that way you can open your mind to new ideas to live a new reality. So unless you change your thinking, and if you hold on to your current belief systems, you're going to continue with the current actions and continue to get more of the same. So refocus, reframe. So let's suppose you set a great goal. I've done a video on goals before of what it is that you do want. You need to use VAC, which is I need to be able to see it, I need to be able to hear it, I need to be able to touch it, feel it, taste it. So that's how we know we're in the reality or we've reached the reality we desire. So when you use that on a creative aspect, to use the creative part of our brain to create the goal, you want to put your vision, see yourself doing it, see yourself being that person, see yourself living that life now. What's it sound like? What's it feel like? How do you walk like? What's it taste like? Da, 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 da. Then there's the reality of life. So one of the things I do in my office, sometimes I may not take certain patients on just because their commitment level is, say, a 9 out of 10. So in other words, metaphorically it'd be like this. Let's suppose, let's get married. Sure, honey, I'm 90% committed to the marriage. Well, no woman's going to take that offer until you get out. Same thing with a guy. I mean, if the woman you want to marry is only 70% committed to the marriage, you already know it's going to fail in the end. And what will happen is everyone will fight with each other and blame each other. It's a bad scenario. So if you're not committed to your own life, into getting better, that you're 100% committed no matter what, the chance of you achieving success is pretty much going to be zero. It's an effort of futility. So why even start? You need to ask yourself why you're not a 10, and the most likely is because what you want is not really what you want, or it hasn't become so tasty to your mind that you don't want it more than anything. So let's go back to early childhood, that if a small child sees a cookie and they want the cookie, they're not thinking about how to get the cookie. They're always focused on cookie. And even if you put the cookie up high, their little creative minds will somehow figure out to slide the chair over or a bunch of chairs over and climb up there and get it. Even if the adult said, don't do that, you're going to get a spanking, I'm going to punish you, the child wants that cookie so much they're willing to pay the price to get the cookie. So the exact same thing that we had in childhood of getting the cookie no matter what kind of left us somewhere in early childhood, early adulthood, and we stopped going for our goals, and if things get difficult, we quit and retreat and give up the cookie, even though we still want the cookie, and we're not happy that we don't have the cookie, but we'll sit in our misery. So that's the best metaphor I come up with. Now, what does it require? You need to stay focused on the goal no matter what. Life will happen. Somebody will get sick. Something will happen at work. Something always is going to come up. The universe is going to bring obstacles, impasses that will distract us from going for our goal and going for our cookie. You have to refocus and reframe. I suggest you write your goal down on a sheet of paper, look at it 5 to 7 times a day. Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich, talks about the same thing. It's just, you just keep reminding yourself why you want the goal, what you're going after. So a story that I'm going to tell you real quick is a biblical story where Jesus is walking on the water and the guys in the boat go, hey, it looks like a ghost. And Jesus is like, hey, you know what, calm down, fellas, it's just me. And so Peter says, hey, you know what, if it's you, why don't you call me over? So Peter steps out of the boat, does the impossible. He walks on water. His eyes are focused on the prize, on Christ. He continues to walk until the wind and the waves. Circumstances come up. Peter takes his eye off the goal and he starts to sink. And the master says, why did you doubt? Why did you take your eyes off the goal? So you were doing it you're moving in that direction, and as soon as we take our eyes off the goal. So the same thing happens in life. You're going for your goal. A friend comes up and says, hey, let's do this. Next thing you know, your goal of going to the gym every day to become healthy has now turned into now your best friend Sally has you out drinking beer and eating donuts all the time. Good intentions. You're a caring person. You got distracted. No, sometimes you have to remember what's important to yourself and keep your eyes on the goal. So that's refocus and reframe. Write down what you want on a sheet of paper. It needs to be on a sheet of paper so you can see it. Look at the language that you said it in. How bad do you want this? If you don't feel like a fire is lit under your butt, or when you tell it to somebody else and they don't get excited, you're not excited about your life, you're not enrolled in your life, and you're not motivated internally to go get your goal. Rewrite the goal, continue thinking about the goal, make it so tasty that you want this no matter what, that you have that focus, you have that determination, you're going to create the grit and the persistence that no matter what happens, you're going to get it done. And if you can do that, you'll be out of pain. If you can do that, you'll create the relationships you want. If you can do that, you'll create the wealth that you want. You just have to want it really bad, be willing to do anything, pay the price, give up what you think how it should happen, and be open to learning in the situation when you do get negative feedback. The universe is trying to teach you something. Maybe you don't have the skill, maybe you don't have the ability, maybe you need to be a little bit more persistent, maybe you need to go back and get something and come for it. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.